I'm Wanda from Thimbles&Things, and today I'm going to show you how to do Simple Fusible Applique. We're going to use this series of Canadian provincial pictures as an example and actually work on Ontario. This is the little landscape for Ontario. Now you have to keep in mind that everyone's will be different. It's all dependent on the different fabrics that you choose. The pattern comes with the design done in reverse because we're using easy steam. So this is a fusible. You can draw on one side, you can feel that it's smooth. The other side is a little rough. I've gone ahead and traced this part of the pattern. Now, I do like to use my Caterpillar Glow. It's a lovely little tool, as you can see, it's so easy. Well, I've chosen the fabric that I'm going to use for my tree trunk. So then our next step is to just roughly cut out that tree trunk. And I hope you've noticed that I did label all of the parts with the numbers that correspond in my pattern. This sort of keeps me in line and tells me what order to put things in. Okay, so I'm going to use the wrong side of my fabric, put down my tree trunk, and press. You'll notice I'm using a wool mat. These are great because the heat's coming from the iron and then it bounces back up from the wool, so it does a great job. And there we are. We're going to let that cool, and then we will accurately cut it out. I've adhered my fusible and the pattern to the wrong side of all of my fabrics, and now I need to cut them out accurately. I do like to use regular scissors, but this little applique cutter just makes these smooth lines so easy. You don't have to be right on the line. It is a rock after all. There. There's my front rock done. I've also started to cut out my tree, and you can see that these small K. Buckley scissors are the best for this. A cutter would not work. So I'm just putting my scissors in. I keep the scissors pointing up to the ceiling, and I am moving the fabric. These scissors are great. They've got a little serrated edge to them, and so they really grab the fabric. I've moved over to my larger pressing surface, and this is the placement pattern that is in your pattern. What we've done is cut a piece of background fabric to the proper size, and I can put it right on top of that and start at number 1 and start placing all the design pieces. Now you probably can't see that very well, but I've done the clouds already, and when we're placing them we do follow these numbers, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on, and the patterns are drawn in such a way that there is some overlap, so you shouldn't end up with any blank spaces between the design pieces. Now I did start this and I realized that you can't see that very well through there, so I actually have decided to do this part of the design or the piece on a sheet of Teflon. Teflon sheet's nice, you can press on it and nothing will stick to it, and you can see through it very nicely. You can also choose to use a Fusimat. This is a Fusimat, and it's a heavier substance. It's a little harder to see through, but what's nice about it is that it does lie very, very flat. I'm going to use the Teflon sheet so that you can see it a little better. There we go. So now I'm going to start with number 5 because I've already done 1 to 4. And notice I've got all my cut pieces laid out in order from 5 all the way to 12. And I'm going to start on that side and work my way over. So here's number 5. I peel the paper off the back. You can see there's glue on that. And there's a horizon line, and I am just going to place that right there. Then on to number 6. Well, number 6 is the little river in the background, and I'm going to use this as my point of reference. And notice how that one overlaps there. There's number 7, and we keep going until we've got all of our pieces placed. Once they're placed and I'm happy, I can lift them up, by the way, and reposition them if I like. There's my bush. Here's the rock that the tree is growing on. Let me just get this off. There it comes. You see how they're overlapping? There's my tree. And of course my tree top. And my last piece is the rock at the front, which is number 12. It's that easy. I'll press that down. Once it's totally cool, I'll very carefully lift it off and put it down on top of our background. Now my piece is ready to layer it with batting, put it into a quilt top, whatever I choose. Well, I hope that makes fusible applique a little easier for you. Our Canada 123 word at Thimbles&Things is love. We'd love to see you come in or visit us on our online shop.